Our team name is Social Minds and our project name is Alive. I am Ananya Ghosh and my partner is Muskan Samantare. So we have built a project for Azure Developer League Hackathon, Hack to Empower India. The abstract of the project. Our project is aimed to solve a huge current problem of oxygen and vaccination due to COVID-19 pandemic. We address this issue by trying to give a solution through building a platform, a web-based platform for proper data collection, storage of data in cloud in a proper organized way, processing and analyzing the data, and to present it graphically in tabular format to our website for all to have a clear picture and predicting the future movement of the graphs and the values, the trends of the values for further preparation and assessing present condition to address it better. So we target all the stakeholders of the oxygen and the vaccine production and supply chain. We bring up the efforts of those local small organizations as well who are working hard to supply needy people with oxygen and vaccine. The features of our website is so we have a front end feature with a back end. In that, the data is being filled by the users and data is getting collected, and data is then getting stored to the database where we are feeding the data to the machine learning and deep learning algorithm to predict the future and the present condition. And then these data are processed through machine learning and graphs and pie charts and tables are given as graphical visualization for all people to see the current trend of the data. And then there is a transparency maintained. So we go through our first part of the website, that is data filling the process. So here the person has to log in, sign up, ID verification, OTP system and email verification. So Muskan will take you through that.
Welcome to the landing page of our website, Alive. The landing page provides details of what our website is. The user section of our landing page is divided based on user's role. Now suppose a user plays the role of an oxygen distributor. Then he or she will only be allowed to access the oxygen distributor section from here. The rest of the user role-based dashboards will remain restricted for that user. So first, when the user enters our landing page of the website, he or she has to register himself or herself in the sign up section here. On clicking sign up, we were redirected to the registration page. Now, as you can see, the registration page is divided based on user category. So the user can either be an individual or the representative of a company or group. Now let's fill the registration form for an individual user. Here I fill the name of the user address, user's phone number, and user's email address. The individual user need not fill the rest of the user section, that is for company or industry people. Now, on clicking on the submit button, the user gets redirected to the home page. That shows the user has been registered into our website. Now, let's take a look over the login section of our page. When we click on login section, we are redirected to the login page. Now, as you can see, there is a user type in here. The previous user that had registered into our website was a individual user. So let's click on public. Now, the user is asked to fill in his phone number. So this was the phone number with which the user had registered in our previous session. Now when we click on this button, click here to generate OTP, the user receives an OTP as a message on his phone number. Now The OTP received here is 3450. So when we type in or fill in the number in the OTP section and click submit, the user is redirected back into the home page of our website. This shows that the user is logged in into our website. The entire backend of the login and the sign up feature of our website has been built on Django. The next step in the process is getting into the user role based dashboards. So, as you can see in our previous session, the user that had entered into or registered into our website was an individual user, so he can only access the general user dashboard section from the user dashboard list, and the other user dashboards remain restricted for him.
So the first process of the project is the data filling process by the users in the respective sector through our website. So we first go through the oxygen section. So we have segregated the stakeholders of oxygen supply chain into few parts. So I'll show you the website itself. So here's the first part. We have taken the manufacturers of the oxygen. So we have here done a lot of research to frame these questions and the options and the kind of answers that we can get from the users, so that we can easily create the proper visual aids, all the graphs and the pie charts, tables, and we can use the ML model to analyze those data and give a proper output and future prediction. So the kind of questions that is required to be taken from them, so that there is a proper analysis of the condition. We have done that research, and so we have first taken the basic details of the industry, manufacturing industry, government, whether it's government, private or semi-government, company, location, email address, etc. After that, we have taken the kind of manufacture they do. So whether it's industrial oxygen, industrial medical oxygen, or whatever kind of oxygen equipments they produce. So, and we have considered all of them one by one. So suppose it's industrial gaseous oxygen. So quantity of oxygen that is sent for medical use, then types of distributors, whether they have internal own distributors or they use external distributors, the name of the distributing company, areas of the distribution, state has to be given, and the specific area address has to be given. They can add as many as they want. Then industrial liquid oxygen, medical gaseous oxygen, medical liquid oxygen. We've considered all the possible criteria or the products that they can manufacture for oxygen: vacuum insulated evaporator, oxygen concentrator, then industrial oxygen cylinders, medical oxygen cylinders. So not only oxygen and liquid and gaseous oxygen, but also the oxygen equipments like cylinders, tanks, tankers, everything has to be considered, and we have done that. So we have also calculated the total amount of oxygen, that how many small tankers, how many large tankers, average capacity of each. Then we have calculated the total amount of oxygen that can be carried by the tanker. Distributors, in which areas they go. So simple face mask, partial breather, venturi, oxygen mask, everything has been considered. And then they submit. Then I'll take you through the code once. So this is a urls.py. We have done the whole coding in VS Code, Visual Studio Code, Microsoft Visual Studio Code, and we have used Django for the backend, Python Django. So here's the urls.py folder, and I'll take you through each and every category of oxygen distributors. Suppose So here are the oxygen distributors. So not only the manufacturers, the distributors play a very important role. So their basic details has been taken over here. Then in this part we have taken the distribution, like do they temporarily fill the oxygen tankers and take it to the hospitals, then give the oxygen to them and then come back, or what kind of oxygen they are supplying, tankers, etc., average capacity, areas. Then retailers or shops that sell oxygen cylinders, oxygen concentrators, even they have a place to put all their data and we can assess it. Then date of return, date of buying, everything has been taken, location. Then the return, whether the hospitals or the shopkeepers are returning it back to the distributors. That is also very important and we have considered that. Then we have the oxygen receiver community. Here are the people who are basically needing the oxygen to give to the patients, basically the hospitals, nursing homes. So they fill their basic data over here, and their location, city, contact details, type of hospital, everything. The number of beds in total, number of beds attached to the oxygen, number of patients requiring oxygen admitted approximately each day, from where do they buy the oxygen, everything has been considered. Then availability of oxygen storage tank, number of tanks, capacity of tanks, how much oxygen actually can be stored. If there's any shortage faced, any deaths or cause of the shortage, everything has to be given so that we can properly assess the issues and shortage. We have also considered one very important thing that hardly people pay attention to, that is oxygen storage tank safety and crisis management. We have seen that in India recently, many places oxygen storage crisis, lack of oxygen, lack of alternate source of oxygen in the hospitals, leading to number of deaths. Then oxygen leakage from storage tanks, fire, everything has been we have experienced. So we need to consider a checkpoint for all these. So we have also kept a place for storage tank maintenance frequency. They have to put that value. Is there any emergency response team to control the oxygen disasters? Alternate source of oxygen supply. They have to describe what is the alternate source. Amount of alternate oxygen. Then they have to upload the audit's last safety audit or maintenance audit report of the storage tank, safety report. Then they have to address if any shortage or accident has happened. They have to compile a report of all such accidents till date and put the reports. So after that, the deaths, the accidents, everything has been considered. Oxygen cylinders, oxygen cylinder related disasters. And then we have also considered another thing, a new way, like the pipelines which are used for the oxygen cylinder based oxygen supply. Those pipeline maintenance is also important, cleanage of the pipelines. Then the return of the oxygen cylinders bought, because there can be an oxygen cylinder crisis as well, not only oxygen crisis but cylinder crisis. Then we have also considered individual oxygen supply. Individuals can put up their needs by filling the form. Then it is visible to everyone and everyone can support as and when they can. Then the oxygen import from other countries. We're also importing a lot of things from other countries. So that check has to be also done. Then we go to the vaccine manufacturer. So here the vaccine manufacturers are being considered, what kind of vaccines they manufacture, how much they manufacture, who are their distributors, which areas do they distribute, the hospital names, everything has been taken. All kind of vaccine, Johnson and Johnson, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Sputnik, Covishield, Covaxin, everything has been considered. After that, we explored the vaccine distributors. So these are the vaccine distributors. Distributor details, vaccine distributed, how much is distributed, to which place is it distributed, hospital name, center name, everything has to be given. They can add as many as they want with the location. After that, we explored the oxygen community. So this is a very important thing, that all the hospitals and all the communities, centers who are vaccinating people, they need to also have a checkpoint. So they can fill the form here, and after they have conducted a vaccination or before they are conducting a vaccination, so there all the details, what kind of vaccine they are filling, quantity of vaccine arrived from, distributed by, quantity each present each day, number of people vaccinated, everything can be properly tabulated through this website. So total number of vaccination done per day, how many people have registered, so how many vaccinations they can give. So in that, if these details are transparently present on a portal, then people can easily understand that, okay, so I have applied for vaccination this day, and in this place, okay, does not have vaccinations right now. It's filled, the slot is filled, so okay, I'll go for this place. So in that way, they can choose their vaccination centers and dates, and like Aadhaar number of first dose given vaccines. They can add the Aadhaar numbers, and we will verify those Aadhaar numbers with this. So vaccine individual. Individuals after getting vaccinated can fill the forms over here. Their details they can give, the Aadhaar numbers. So the Aadhaar number that is given over here will be checked with those Aadhaar numbers given by the community, vaccination doing community. So they can upload their COVID portal certificate that is generated. So we verify that and they can submit. And after that, they get a token. After they do the submission, they get a token who have completed the vaccine. Then in this way, we have created the portals we have considered for each and every user. The data are being collected and stored in cloud, Azure cloud, by using postgresql. ML and DL algorithms are generated and model training is done, and these data are fed to these models. Data visualization. So the data is viewed in graphs on our website. The tech stack, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap for the front part of the project, front end. Then backend is Django and PostgreSQL, Azure Postgres. Then Azure Database for PostgreSQL, and PyTorch, Azure Machine Learning Studio, Azure Data Science VM for ML and DL. The workflow I've already explained previously, and this is the algorithm. So in this way, the people who are going to various vaccination centers and not getting vaccines, standing in huge queues and lines, but still not getting vaccines, and while in those queues and lines, nothing like social distancing is maintained, and they get infected. So to avoid that, if there's a transparent data available, how many vaccines is available, when is it available, how much, where is available. So if that is available, then they can easily plan their vaccination and they can take it properly without any problem. And the oxygen that are coming from outside, how much oxygen has been distributed to which place, where is the shortage created, where is the requirement, or where is the crisis, what is the crisis, what kind of accidents are happening, how to prevent those accidents, everything gets collected, and a future prediction graph is being given with a proper future prediction that from this value today, it will go up to that value next day. So easy planning, strategizing in these kind of crisis situations. Thank you.